Welcome to Mountain Cooking with Missy. Today I'm going to show you how I make my Thanksgiving turkey. Simple and easy, guys, and very good. So delicious and juicy. Now I have about a 15-pound turkey here that's been thawed out, and I'm going to brine the turkey. So I set it down in a big heavy deep kettle here, and I'm just going to cover it up with some cold water, and I'm going to put in a cup of kosher salt, and this is going to be my brine. I'm going to fill it all the way up to the top until the turkey's covered, and I'm going to cover the turkey, put it back in the refrigerator to brine at least 3 hours, or you can do this overnight. So the turkey has been brined, and I've took it out of the brine, and I've just been rinsing it off really well. And now I'm going to start to pat it dry because it needs to be completely dry before I start buttering him up. All right, y'all, so this here bird is just about ready to go in the oven, and you do want to pat it dry. Pat it dry really well all over, because you're going to butter him up and put some seasoning around and under the skin and stuff. You want it to be dry, because that way it'll all stick to it. This is about a 12-pound bird. You want to cook a turkey for about 15 minutes per pound. So it's according to how big your turkey is. This one's not a very big one. So this one's about a 12-pound turkey, and I'm gonna let it bake for about 15 minutes per pound. Or you can get one of them thermometers, and and you can check in the deepest part of the thigh. If it's 165 degrees, then the bird is done. And so I'm just gonna pat him dry really good and get all the moisture off that I can. And I got mine sitting on some wax paper or parchment paper. Turn him over. Make sure he's nice and dry. Y'all, a lot of people, we didn't really get turkey much for Thanksgiving. We actually mostly just had ham. Every now and then, we didn't start getting turkeys maybe till later. Daddy would get turkeys. Daddy worked in a coal mine. And every year of the coal mines, they'd always give men turkeys or ham or both for Thanksgiving and Christmas. Do y'all remember that? I mean, I remember the coal miners always getting a turkey or a ham. And when Daddy would get a turkey, we'd have a turkey. But we always usually had ham because we always killed hogs. And so we always usually had ham or fresh chicken. Fried chicken, chicken dumplings. Y'all, that's still good eating for Thanksgiving. So some people don't like turkey. Daddy's not really big. My dad's not really a big turkey eater. So he likes ham though. But we usually have both because I like both. Roger likes turkey and he likes it with dressing. So, all right. So I've got him patted dry pretty good. So I'm gonna mix the herb butter together. Now for the herb butter, I'm just using a stick of butter because it's not that big of a turkey. If you have a bigger turkey, then use 2 sticks of butter. So that's a stick of salted butter that's been softened, and I'm using some additional salt, maybe about a teaspoon, and I'm going to use some black pepper. All this is totally eyeballing it. I'm not measuring it. You don't really need to. This is probably a good heaping teaspoon of black pepper. You can use, if you don't want some people use white pepper, so you can do that. This is thyme leaves, which are ground up. And that's probably about a tablespoon of thyme. Rosemary, about the same amount. Dried rosemary leaves. And some sage. This is rubbed sage, and Get that out. This is probably right at a teaspoon. I'm not going to use as much sage. Any kind of herbs on this line is good, y'all. You can put all this. Now I'm going to add a little bit of extra virgin olive oil to this butter mixture. And about forgot, I need some garlic powder. So I'm actually using some minced garlic, not garlic powder. This is minced garlic that I buy. And I'm using a good amount, about probably a good tablespoon of minced garlic that I get in a jar because I use it so much. Now you're just going to stir this together. Y'all can't, if you just don't skip this because this is where your flavor is going to come from. This turkey is going to be good, y'all. This is good. Mix that together. Now we're going to rub it on the bird. I'm going to put in about some juice from about a half a lemon right in with my butter mixture. Totally optional, but I'm telling you, lemon complements turkey and any poultry, really. Chicken, I put it a lot in my chicken stuff. So it's a half a lemon. All right, here's the messy part. Now you want to get the skin and raise it up and get up and under there so you can get your butter mixture under there the best you can. And you just take your, I want to turn him around so I can use my right hand. See, raise the skin up and push. That way you can get up and under there really good. All right, here we go. I just pick up this butter mixture with my hands and start going underneath it. All the way in every nook and cranny that I can find. I'm gonna go up and under the breast really well with it and all over it. Give it a good bath. Y'all, it smells good. Make sure you get inside it. Put your skin back over it. Go all over it, really good. See, the purpose of drying it off is so all this sticks to it really good. If there's any water on the skin, all this fat, this butter and this oil won't want to stick to your bird. So you want to make sure that it's dry for that reason. And I want to flip him and do the underside. Get under the skin best I can. And make sure you get the wings, all the good parts. So I'm just going to finish this up. Now, I got a big roasting dish here, a big, I like this big roasting dish that I have. It's what I'm gonna fix this one in. Now I have some celery stalks. Use as many as you want. There's probably about 6 or 8 halves of celery in here. A large onion that I cut up in wedges. There's some carrots in here. These are all fresh vegetables. I'm going to add some whole cloves of garlic in here because all this is going to give your gravy flavor. And don't be shy with garlic. I like a lot, and I'm using a lot. This garlic is going to roast. It's going to be so good. and it's going to add flavor to your gravy. And I just eyeballed it. Don't worry about it. I'm going to add some additional pepper just to the vegetables. And more seasoning, a little bit more thyme. Just some additional never hurts. Rosemary. And a little bit of sage. Just a little more. Not a lot. Now I want to just place the turkey right on top of my vegetables. And get it off the paper. See, set it right down on it. And breast side up. Make sure you turkey your I'm going to cut these wings off probably. So I'll do that here in just a second before I put it in. But I'm going to snip them off. Now, you can put, I'm going to put some of these vegetables right in the cavity. Because it ain't going to matter. It's going to, and I'm going to put couple of lemon wedges in there. And there we go. Make sure I got some garlic in there. And I had a little bit more of my butter mixture. My herb butter. And I'm just going to slather the rest right on it. Now my oven is preheated to 450 degrees. When I put the turkey in, I'm going to put it back down to 350. My oven has a roast option on it, so I have mine set to roast. But just the normal setting, if you have a oven that just with a normal setting will work fine. So, but I wanted the oven really hot when I put it in there, and then I'm putting it down to 350, and we're just going to let it roast 15 minutes per pound. So let me wash my hands off. Y'all, look at my turkey. I'm going to put my meat thermometer down in there and check it for doneness. And it is done. So I'm going to let mine rest for about 30 minutes, and I'm going to cover it up with a little bit of Reynolds wrap. So I'm just going to cover it up with a little bit of Reynolds wrap and let it rest. And keep it nice and warm and moist. Let the juices keep coming down. That way I can make my gravy. So I have my drippings in my saucepan here. And I'm using I have an immersion blender. This is a Hamilton Beach immersion blender. It's just designed where you can stick it right into your dish, into your kettles or cookers or whatever, and just blend up. So down right on the bottom, and this is going to blend the garlic right up into my dripper. I'm going to do that just until about a couple minutes. Now I'm going to bring this back up to a boil, and I'm going to add about a cup of water. You can use extra chicken or turkey stock if you want. I'm just going to use water. I'm going to bring that up to a boil. Now, to thicken the gravy, I'm going to add about a tablespoon and a half of cornstarch to about a quarter cup of water. And I'm going to stir that together. This is called a slurry. So once this comes to a boil, you're going to add in your cornstarch slurry. And you're going to continue to cook it until it starts to thicken up, and it just take about a minute or two. It won't take long. Now I'm adding a little bit more salt to the gravy and a little bit more black pepper. And the gravy is done. If you want it a little bit thicker, you can add about another teaspoon of cornstarch to another 2 tablespoons of water if you want it a little bit thicker, but as it sits, it will thicken up a little bit more. All right, y'all, so I've sliced up some of this turkey and I'm gonna put me some gravy on it and just right over top some good old gravy. From your drippings. Now I don't do giblet gravy. A lot of people's asked about that. I don't like it. This is how I do gravy. And y'all, this is good turkey. Not dry. You like dark or white? I like a little both, but I'm more of a white meat gal. So, the garlic in that gravy is so good. Y'all don't buy jarred gravy when you make it yourself. I just showed you how to do it. They got me a piece of dark meat here. One more bite, dip it in that gravy. Y'all, it's so good. Y'all, the turkey, it's not dry. It's so good and tender. That's how I make it. Pretty easy, y'all. Don't be intimidated if you think you can't make your own turkey and gravy. You can do it. And I just showed you how. So there you go, y'all. Happy Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas, whatever. Some people have turkey for both. But if you make this, you let me know. I hope you do. It's really easy. Thank y'all for watching Mountain Cooking with Missy, where it's nothing fancy, just good eating.